Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez Williams, and I am going to make super simple spaghetti with zucchini and ground beef. So I have 2 pounds of ground beef, and I am going to start to break this up, and then I'm going to add some spices, and then some sauce and zoodles, zucchini noodles. So this is super simple. This is one of another one pot meal that is so simple. If you like spaghetti, put the word spaghetti in the comments or put like it. If you don't like it, put leave it. And I would love to know if you like it or leave it. If you would like it or leave it. Spaghetti is something that I know a lot of people eat a lot of. And there's a lot of ways to eat spaghetti with high protein, low carb. Meaning there's a lot of different noodles that you can utilize. I like utilizing zoodles for spaghetti. Because then I already have my veggie. And I also like using like palm heart noodles or konjac flour noodles. But when I do that, then I want to make sure that I'm having like a salad or having something else on the side. But with this type of spaghetti, I already have my green veggie, my low carb veggie, and it's good to go. And I just have to eat this thing. Well, I mean, there's tomatoes too. All right, so I am going to show you what I do. This is one of my, almost none of my recipes are like this, except for this one is because it's how I've always made it, and it's just easy, so I'm going to show you. It's so easy. Some of you may be annoyed by it, but some of you might think that it's fun and easy. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how many times I pass through my meat with each of the spices. So we're going to do the same spices, and some of them we're doing 2 times and some of them we're doing 3 times through. And by through, I mean that we're passing it, like generously seasoning it all the way across. And this is pink salt. We're gonna do the same thing with black pepper. Tell me where you're watching from, and if you like spaghetti, put like it. If you don't like spaghetti, put leave it. If you like zoodles, put zoodles in the comments. If you prefer spaghetti squash noodles, or if you prefer konjac flour or egg white noodles, like egg life wraps. Hi, Renee from Great Bear, Minnesota. So, hello. All right, this is black pepper. It wasn't coming out very fast. Otherwise, it would not take me that long. Now I'm going to use garlic powder. This is not closed, so that would have been interesting. And again, this recipe is different in that it's not an exact measurement, but I'm going dun 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 like this all the way across. And I'm going to do that a few different times for almost all of the recipe, all of the ingredients. Now I have basil. It's not coming out. Basil. Like this. I do want it to come out, so I'm like being generous in my passing through. And now oregano. Going through. Now you could use a low carb sauce like Rouse, or like there's a lot of brands that have low carb, just the ingredients are just tomatoes and spices. Or you can use what I'm going to use, which I'll show you. You just made your chocolate chia seed pudding and put it in the refrigerator. How exciting, Renee! I'm excited to hear what you think. This is paprika. Okay. I kind of go through and a little bit back. Now I'm going to, that's 1 time through with all those spices. Looking for my other spatula. 1 time through with these spices. Now I'm going to mix it in. And then we're going to pass again. So this is a little different format of doing this. It's not measured, but it's going to be delicious. It is delicious. This is how I always make it. It is delicious. And Zariah is the chooser of the protein and veggies this week, and so because I'm only here, I'm going to Buenos Aires tomorrow with my dad, and I will not be cooking in my kitchen here tomorrow or Thursday or Friday, but I will be sharing recipes. And I wanted to make sure, well, she got to choose, but I did say we're having beef and and then here's the options. I gave her 2 different options of recipes to choose from, and she chose this one. All right, so now we're gonna make another pass. So we're gonna go with our salt, our pink salt. You can use sea salt. Tell me what you use in the comments. Is it pink salt or sea salt or Celtic salt maybe? Now we're doing black pepper. Of course, I'm gonna add to mine cayenne pepper at the very end when I serve myself. Garlic powder. Basil. Basil. Pink salt, but Celtic salt is good for you. That's true. Pink salt has good minerals too. Now, oregano. Almost there. Tell me which noodles you would use. If you're gonna forego the zucchini noodles, make sure you have some sort of veggie still. And now our paprika. Paprika comes out, the holes are much bigger. It comes out faster. Now I'm going to mix it again. And we are almost done with the meat. Almost done with the meat. So tell me in the comments if you would like it or leave it. Tell me in the comments if you would use zucchini noodles or go with another type, spaghetti, squash, or konjac flour, or palm heart noodle. And I want to know if you do go with zucchini, like I'm doing, will you make them into noodles, or are you going to cut them into triangles? All right, now the last pass through is almost exactly the same, except for we're gonna leave off 2 of the ingredients. So we're gonna go with the salt, pink salt. After this, there's more pink salt if you think you need it to taste afterwards. More black pepper. More garlic powder. And more paprika. And this is the last one. We're going to leave off of the 3rd round. We're leaving off the oregano and the basil. And now we're going to mix it again, cook it. It is almost all the way cooked, but not quite. I see a couple of red spots. And I want, so zucchini, you usually use spaghetti squash. Awesome, Renee. Spaghetti squash is yummy. Right, now. So if you use spaghetti squash, you would add your spaghetti squash at the time that I'm going to be adding the zoodles. And it would be ready to go. Because the zoodles, I'm not going to cook very long. I'm just going to let it get hot. So it's going to be very quick. Because I don't like the zoodles to get soggy. All right. This is grass-fed beef. Organic grass-fed beef from Aldi. Now by the time the rest of this gets in here, it'll be done. And I am getting hot. I finished my belly burn is continuing. I'm still doing the belly burn. But I finished my 60-hour fast using the Belly Burn products and broke it this afternoon with some eggs and cheese, and it was delicious, and I felt good and great not needing to eat. I wanted to eat, but I didn't need to eat. All right, now we're gonna add our sauce. I have my pizza sauce, so I'm gonna share the recipe for that. I have my pizza sauce, which can dub as marinara sauce when you add extra liquid to it. So there's a little bit of liquid from the grease, the fat from the beef, but we're gonna add some extra liquid to it because pizza sauce is super thick. You want it to be thick so it doesn't fall off the pizza and then it goes far. So my pizza sauce is thick, but it tastes like marinara sauce. So all we're gonna do is add my pizza sauce plus a little bit of water. I think this is like a cup and a half. I would probably normally use a little bit more, but this is what I have. So I'm gonna dump this all in. You can also use Rouse, or if there's a bunch of different brands that have low carb, I would look at subtracting the sugar out and the fiber, and you should be right around 4 to 6 grams of carbs for, I believe it's a quarter cup or a half a cup of sauce, if you're using a pre-prepared sauce that's low carb. And check the ingredients to make sure there's not maltodextrin and that they're just tomatoes and spices, that there's not sugar. There's already sugar in the tomatoes, like natural sugar, but there's no extra sugar. And I do know there's lots of great brands. Rouse is not the only one. Aldi does carry Rouse now. All right. So I'm going to add now my liquid, some water, because it's saucy but not saucy enough, and it's super thick. So it's not meant to be used in this way. My pizza sauce is meant to be used for pizza sauce, but if you want it to use, whenever I use it for marinara sauce, I just add water. So I'm going to add a quarter cup of water. You could add it to your consistency preference, like quarter cup to half a cup. And my meat should be cooked by now. So now I'm just gonna be adding my zucchini noodles, and I want to mix them all, get them all well combined and just heated. And then it's ready to eat. So I have 4 little, they were like medium little zucchinis that I spiralized using this guy, which is like $6, $7 on Amazon. And I use you can use whatever, the thin or the thick. Tell me if you would use the thin or the thick. And I just want to put it in all parts because it starts to clump. And so I want to make sure also when I'm serving it that I'm giving each person some zucchini, because it can be easy for it to like all be in one person's bowl. And I usually do like a few twists and then pull it. When the girls were littler, I did only like 1 or 2 twists and cut it so that it was easy. Or I cut up theirs into smaller bits. But now that they're older, they can handle the longer strands, or like knowing how to eat that. So now it's just a matter of mixing it in with everything. And my pizza sauce is also well seasoned. So you're getting all really well seasoned, great flavor with this spaghetti. And then of course you can put Parmesan cheese or mozzarella cheese on top when you serve it. Tell me what you like to use. We like to use Parmesan, like grated Parmesan cheese. I have moved us away from like the ground Parmesan, or like the can that comes on the counter that's not refrigerated. We used to use that, and I've moved us away from it. Now we're using pre-shredded. One day I'll move us that's like the better option. One day I'll move us to the best option and shred it ourselves. Use a shredder, like a handheld shredder to shred our cheese. All right, I might actually add another 1/4 cup of liquid of water because it needs a little bit more sauce. And that's it. So I used a 1/2 cup for this zucchinis. Often when we have, I'll use only 3 zucchinis depending on how big they are. But I used 4 kind of small medium zucchinis this time. And it's great. I think it's gonna be perfect. So I'm going to let this cook for only like a couple more minutes because I really want it to be not so, I want the noodles to be not to be soggy. I want them to be like al dente zucchini noodles. But if you prefer them soggy, let them cook longer. All right, I'll show you what they look like. And then we're done. Here they are. So pretty and yummy. So that's it. From my house to your kitchen. Global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye.